as was intended by the former Zentish puppet, Lord Jordan. While significant, this battle pales when compared to the larger battle fought on the same site between Bane-led Zentelkeep forces in the Dales during the times of trouble, 1358. When the Battle of Shadowdale is referred to without a number, it usually means the second battle. In addition, Morngrim has had to deal with a large number of skirmishes, incursions, a possible invasion from below, explosions, and other sundry disasters. Morngrim and Cheryl have one child, Scotty, who is now 9 winters old. By the custom of the area, he is now not considered to the heir apparent, and another suitable warrior or mage may take the reins of power of the small community. Most feel that Morngrim will hold dependent until his son has reached his maturity, then abdicate in young Scotty's favor once he takes his grown name. If this happens, it will be the first occasion of the Lordship of Shadowdale passing down through a family. That was this book. We're done. One of the great and mysterious sites in the Moonsea area, the Bell in the Depths, is connected with the legendary Northkeep, an island kingdom that was the first great citadel of humankind in these cold lands. Northkeep was a great and magical city, and it was under the protection of these magics that humanity first began to press back the orc hordes and take command of the sea. The power of Northkeep made it an obvious target for orcs, giants, and other evil races. However, these creatures were not inclined towards sea actions, and Northkeep seemed safe until the day when, according to legend, 40,000 inhuman mages, shamans, witch doctors, and priests of all foul races gathered on the northern shore of the Moonsea and began to chant, bringing the vengeance of their gods down upon the human interlopers. The gods, at least some of them, came and destroyed their priests for disturbing them, but also sank Northkeep beneath the waves. The upper reaches of Northkeep, its slender now broken spires, can be seen beneath the water by boats that sail nearby. This is not attempted often, however, as the region is said to be haunted by the original defenders of Northkeep, seeking company in their watch over the cold lands. On fog-ridden nights, the bell of the tallest towers, despite being submerged, can be heard as far away as Ilsfar. Man, that's a super awesome story. I love it. East of the Great Rift in the Eastern Shore once stood the land of the Titans. This empire rose at the dawn of time in Faerun, and its lords thought to challenge the gods in their arrogance. In punishment, the powers cursed the reigning monarch of the land with fascination and his brethren with devotion. The power then dropped a star onto the land. Have we read this? Yeah, we've read this before. Yep. I don't think we've read this. The implications of Kelvin Blackstaff Arunson choosing the last two lords of Shadowdale, Doust Sulwood and Morngrim Amcatra, were not lost on the Dale's powerful neighbor to the south, Cormyr. An agent was sent northward to divine Morngrim's true intentions and to guarantee the Dale's continued good relationship with the throne of the Purple Dragon. The agent was a rogue named Shale Rowan Mental, sent by Vengard the Hast. Though all paperwork on this matter has been curiously incinerated in Suzail, so all his ears say entail. Shale discovered more than she intended and fell in love with young Morngrim. The two married and became the Lord and Lady of Shadowdale. Shale's loyalty is now to her husband and to the land they co-rule. This was probably not the intention of the Cormyrians. Probably not, no. That's hilarious, though. For the past 1,500 years, Tithir has had a single strong royal family ruling with absolute power. When a king died or became incapacitated, his oldest son took the throne. As the family trees of those close to power became more intertwined and complicated, there were the inevitable wars of succession and bickering over which second cousin was the true heir to the throne. Civil wars were brief, however, and once the fighting was over, the system returned to normal, until the next major dispute in a few hundred years or so. The established reoccurring cycle was broken 10 years ago. The current ruling family had been in power for over 350 years, so long that they had dropped their own family name centuries ago. No one even remembers it now, and simply called themselves Tethir. King Alimander IV was comfortably ruling from Castle Tethir, and the country seemed happy enough, but there was a broad current of dissatisfaction among the people of Tethir. Non-humans were forbidden by law to own land, and since most right and privileges accorded citizens were based on land ownership, they became second-class citizens as well. Things were especially bad for elves, who were driven deep into the forests of Tethir by royal armies. Alemander IV took land away from rightful owners and gave it to nobles who promised larger contributions to the royal treasury. These social and economic iniquities, coupled with several harsh winters and bad harvests in a row, made the time ripe for a change. It takes more than just a couple lousy winters to depose a king, however. It takes treachery as well. In the case of the fall of Aus Tethir, it took an ambitious general and an impatient royal heir. Prince Alemander grew tired of waiting for the robust Alemander IV to make room for him, so he struck a deal with General Nashram, Sharboneth, commander of the king's largest army. While Sharboneth marched his army towards Tethir, bringing along a sizable group of angry peasants recruited with the promise of land reform, the would-be Alemander V downplayed alarming reports from the king's spies and advisors, silencing the most persistent permanently through murder or exile. By the time Sharboneth's army arrived and laid siege to Castle Tethir, it was too late for loyalists to help. As Sharboneth launched a direct assault on the castle, using the expendable peasants as shock troops, a handful of elite soldiers led in a secret entrance by the prince would eliminate key guards and open the gates. At the same time, the prince, one of the few people allowed to see the king directly, would murder his father. The fire set by the elite troops would destroy evidence of treachery. The general and the prince would emerge from the conflagration and announce a new joint government. The plan was executed perfectly, but only up to a point. Sharboneth double-crossed the prince. His men were much too efficient in setting the castle ablaze, and Prince Alemander, along with most of his fellow co-conspirators, died horribly in the fire. At about the same time, a spy planted on the general's inner staff by the equally duplicitous Alemander murdered the general and dissolved his body with a powerful acid before anyone could come to his aid. To make matters worse, everyone had underestimated the resentment the people felt for the royal family. Once Castle Tethir began to fall, there was no holding back the mob. In one night, the proudest, strongest castle in all the country was reduced to a smoke and ruin. Everything of value, fine tapestries, plates, and silverware, furniture, jewelry, weapons, clothes, armor, paintings, statues, and so on, was either stolen, burned, or just ripped apart and stomped into the dust. As news of the fall of the royal family spread, so did the chaos. In what is now known as the 10 Black Days of Elind, anyone known or even suspected of blood connection to the royal family was put to the sword. This led to some darkly humorous moments as social climbers who had bragged just a week before of being his sixth cousin twice removed over a royal aunt tried in vain to convince an angry mob that they were only kidding. The nobles, who were the biggest supporters of the royal family, also came under attack, and some baronial keeps fell. Local leaders who had adequately distanced themselves from the Tethir family, or were popular enough, or feared strong enough, survived. These surviving nobles became the initial players in the fight to decide the fate of Tethir. One thing was certain: any leader of type of government that too close resembled rule under the Tethirs would not be accepted. Royalists became a dirty word in Tethir society. The power struggle continues to this day, and there is no sign of it ending anytime soon. Man, that was a long read, but also very interesting. 3 winters following his defeat of the evil Lord Jordan, Keldon Blackstaff found a suitable candidate to assume leadership of the Dales, or rather a group of candidates. They were the Knights of Midranor, so named to show their interest in the Elven territories and their connection with the Elven people and the Elven peoples, and Kelvin gave them the Pendant of Asheba, the symbol of lordship, in return for services rendered to himself and to Shadowdale. Their leader, the ranger Florin Falconhand, refused the honor of the lordship. It was therefore passed to Doust Solwood, who was made the new lord with the support of Florin and Silune, wife of the murdered Lord Omri, and apparently also the secret support of Kelvin as well. Doust reoccupied the Twisted Tower, driving out the last agents of the Black Network. He also reinstituted many of Ashaba's democratic ideals, including the Lord's Court, where all citizens may speak freely and air their grievances without threat of reprisal. Doust ruled for 5 years and proved to be a capable ruler, beloved by the people. The regular presence of the Knights of Midranor did much to ensure the protection of the area, particularly against incursion by Lyran Nenther, the Pretender. Lyran was to have been Jordan's named replacement, but with the Zentarim routed, there was little validity to the claim. Again, super interesting. Super long to read, but super interesting.
Tell me, I've got this.
Leave me be, or the guard will have you.
Who are you? What are you doing in my room? Oh, wow. We're adventurers just arrived in town, so what's your name? Adventurers? Wow, you come to clear out the mines at Nashkel. I hear there's all sort of monster there. Monsters at the mines, eh? Well, perhaps we'll have to check that out. Thanks. Maybe I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, she's not angry.
Give it to me straight.
That's good.
Don't worry about me.
Are guards coming?
You're a queer fellow. This way.
No one's coming.
Stand away, citizen.
Strangely enough, people were coming only if it was a thing that was locked. If it's not locked, we're
What,
good.
you want it? You got it. Tell me.
You're a queer fellow. I'm gone.
Give it to me. You want it? You got it.
I'm starting to find this group almost
You want it? You got it. Don't worry about me.
Okay, I have to find a church, man. Is that a church? It does look like a church. It really does. Who says this damn game will be the death of me? Ray. Probably a dev, I'm assuming. Yeah, it looks like a huge church. And it looks like an inn. Oobleck. What up, man?
Oh, you have returned.
No, say not another word. I would not think of making you wait but a moment for just reward. When Consul told me that they had procured Grey Wolf to rid the woods of the bedded Tonquin, I knew we could expect swift justice. I would not have predicted success this quickly, but who else could it be striding into town looking as you do? Please accept this meager sum of 200 gold pieces, as well as a heartfelt thanks for all of Nashkel. Yes, I would be Grey Wolf. That's be alright. None other than Grey Wolf. I'll take the reward because of what I did. I'm Grey Wolf, and I deserve it. Thank. Excellent doing business with you, Grey Wolf. We shall not hesitate to call upon you if any other thieving miscreants make their presence known.
TX is impressed with this group. You will continue to serve him once he rules.
I got 200 gold, and I lost.
I've got this.
Oh, shit.
For the glory of arms.
You want it? You got it.
Okay, so if I don't take it, then...
For the glory of arms.
I recognize Zar among you, so you must be the group I was expecting. Welcome to Nashkel. I'm Baron Gaskill, the mayor. If you're here to help, I will be treated well, but I expect no treachery on your part. I assure we're willing to help. What do you need? You're remarkably well mannered despite the company you keep. You probably already know of part of our problem. The iron shortage has crippled the coast, and our mines are pretty much the center of it. Miners go missing all too often, and what ore we do get is tainted and worthless. Clearing the mines will not solve all of our problems, but it would be a start. When will there be a reward? If the gratitude of an entire town is not enough, don't worry. You will be rewarded in gold if that is all you desire. Go now and do what you can. Cool. We will. Now I just want to go here, man. Shit.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
I've
Oh,
got
thank God. Oh, and you've been adventurer at our door. Helm guards all over the realm, and his servants are at your disposal. The vigilant ones stand ready to man thy element and to divert the unyielding gaze of the great guide, for a suitable donation, of course. Just to demonstrate our mutual goodwill, you understand. Helm watch over you and your poor lost brother Braj. A finer captain of the guard could nary be found this side of Amn. Such a strange change for one so devout as he. One does not usually change so drastically without nefarious help. If there be an evil influence on him, perhaps the harsh justice of the military should be stayed. He'll find no quarter at the garrison, but if he came to the temple, well, his restitution need not be his life. Is there anything I can help you with? Yes. Yes. Donations. I don't know how much, but Elm of Infravision, the Eyes of Truth, being a scavenger of a sort, Babette Maelstrom had this helm created to aid her in her dungeon excursion. She would later attribute her gathered wealth solely to its power, though likely it was as much her keen eyes as anything. That's cool. The possessor of the wand can discharge a bolt of lightning as it passes through a creature. It does 66 points of damage with a save. Okay. So lightning bolt. I've no idea how many charges it has, but a wand of lightning. It's pretty cool. The flight arrow, as its name implies, is built for distance. These are lightweight arrows and are often used for hunting. So it's an arrow +1. What about you? Arrow of Vice. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so what kind of a donation are we talking about here? Hold on. I want to see, like, online or something. Maybe a guide or whatever. Baldur's Gate. Temple donation. So if my reputation is 5 right now. No, it's 3. I think. So probably get a super high number. Let's do 1,000. Wait, what does this icon mean? Well, I know what that means. I know what these icon means. Hold on. Baldur's Gate donations. Let's do Enhanced Edition. Enhanced Edition donations. Okay, so my rep right now. Done. I don't want to give it. My rep is 4. So if I want to get so I'm at 4 right now, so it should cost me 600. According to this guide.
Watch over thee upon thy quest.
Greatly appreciated and your reputation has gone up by 1 point. Okay. Now, according to this guide, I went to 5.